Hi, everybody. Just want to have a little real talk from your friend Frankie. So, I'm really interested lately in this whole idea of engaging with our democracy and how to do that over the long haul. And one of the things that I'm noticing, I don't know about you guys, but I read these very well written articles that feel like, they call themselves the peaceful resistance, right? And so it's not literally a call to arms, but it feels like kind of this call to arms, like here we go, we might die for this now, and here's what's on the line, and the stakes are so high, and Nazis and Hitler, and wow. I'm just like, wow. And none of that's wrong. I mean, this is real, right? We have real Nazis that are just really happy right now and shouting, "Hail Trump," and wow. I mean, it's serious, but so my point though is that I read all this stuff and I'm like, oh, I just feel exhausted reading it. And I'm thinking to myself about all of these, great saying like we have to be willing to give up our lives and our livelihoods and all this stuff. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, you guys, it's Sunday night and I've got to go to bed and get up for work in the morning. What does this actually mean in real time? What does this really mean for real? And so I notice for myself a very strong kind of fatigue that sets in when I read these pieces, because I don't really know how to translate any of it to my life, and it feels overwhelming sometimes to think about doing that, and it's kind of scary and hard to think about it. And I think for a lot of people the instinct for that sometimes is to shut down. And I know the whole point, I think the reason why people are being so strong in their wording is to try to prevent people from shutting down, and I think that's good. But sometimes that doesn't work so well. And so that's why I just want to have a little real talk and just say that for me, when it comes to sustained, consistent engagement with my democracy, I think you have to find what works for you. And maybe what works for you is trying to go to as many protests as you possibly can, because the energy of that crowd motivates you and it feels good and it's a concrete thing to go yell in the streets, and that feels right to you, and that's great. Maybe the way you engage with your democracy is by community organization and going to a meeting. Maybe it's typing up a spreadsheet for an organization. Maybe it's, there are so many different options. And I just think that we have to find the one or several ones, whatever one works that day, and be willing to meet ourselves where we are. And I can tell you guys that for me, storming the streets doesn't work out so well. Maybe every now and then, every blue moon, yeah, let's go protest. Great. But most of the time, my sustained actions look different. And I won't get into all that today because I'm already babbling on and it's too long for people to sit and try to watch a long video. But I just want to say, if you feel kind of fatigued and stressed by it and kind of guilty about that, I think that's totally normal. And I think that part of the way that we make this work is by just acknowledging those feelings as normal, and that we're all in this together and we're all feeling that way. And we're still going to go to work, and we're still going to, cuddle up in bed on Sunday night like I am right now in my jammies. And that's okay too. And we need to enjoy things, and we're not going to be constantly, walking around with torches and pitchforks. It's just, it's not realistic. So continue on, fight on, but find your own way of doing that is something that you can do consistently, and not just once and then burn out and feel terrible for the rest of the time. All right, good night, everybody. Sleep tight.